She stood still, her hands steady, but her voice changed everything. One sentence, one warning, the room fell silent, and what the billionaire did next shocked everyone watching. Stay till the end, this story will change how you see respect forever. Not the empty kind, but the polished, expensive kind where every sound mattered. Forks touched porcelain softly, glasses met tables without a clink. Conversations stayed low, measured, controlled. This was a place where powerful people came to feel powerful. And tonight, every table was full. At the center of the room sat a man everyone recognized. His presence didn't need introduction. His tailored suit, calm posture, and distant gaze announced authority without effort. People whispered his name without saying it out loud. He was known for building empires. Across from him sat a simple table setting, white cloth, crystal glasses, folded napkin. Approaching the table was a woman in a red and white uniform. Her name was Elena. She had worked here for 6 years. She knew how to read people. She knew how to disappear when needed. She knew when to speak softly and when not to speak at all. But tonight, something felt different. Elena placed the bottle gently on the table, checking the label once more before opening it. The man looked up, impatience flickering across his face. "You're late," he said sharply. Elena paused. "I apologize," she replied calmly. "The table beside you needed assistance." His jaw tightened. "That's not my concern," she nodded, professional, composed. As she reached for the glass, his voice rose again, louder this time. "I didn't come here to wait." The surrounding tables went quiet. Elena slowly straightened, and then she said something no one expected. Not loudly, not angrily, but clearly. "Please don't raise your voice at me." A pause. The man blinked. "I'm paying for excellence," he said, leaning back. "And excellence doesn't make excuses." Elena met his eyes, not with defiance but with self-respect. "Shout at me again," she said evenly. "And this ends." The air shifted. Forks froze midair. Servers stopped moving. Even the city outside seemed quieter. The man stared at her. No one had spoken to him like that in years. Elena's story. Elena hadn't always worked here. She grew up watching her mother work double shifts, coming home exhausted but proud. Her mother taught her one lesson above all others. Kindness doesn't mean weakness. Elena carried that lesson everywhere. When she got this job, she promised herself she would always be respectful but never invisible. Tonight, that promise mattered more than ever. The man looked around, noticing the attention. "You think you can speak to me like that?" he asked. Elena didn't flinch. "I believe everyone deserves respect," she said. "Including me." Another silence. The manager took a step forward, but stopped when the man raised a hand. He studied Elena carefully now. Not as staff, as a person. Something in her tone had unsettled him. Not anger, not fear, but certainty. He sighed. "Finish the service," he said quietly. Elena poured the drink, her hands steady. But the story wasn't over. Minutes passed. The man didn't touch his glass. Instead, he watched Elena move across the room, graceful, focused, unshaken. When she returned to check the table, he spoke again. This time, his voice was different. "What's your name?" he asked. "Elena." He nodded. "You were right." The word landed heavier than any apology. "I was," he continued, out of line. The nearby tables pretended not to listen, but everyone did. "I spend my life controlling outcomes," he said. "I forgot that doesn't give me control over people." Elena listened quietly. "I respect how you handled that," he added. For the first time that night, Elena smiled. Not because she needed approval, but because respect had been restored. Before leaving, the man asked to see the manager. The staff grew nervous. Elena stayed calm. When the manager arrived, the man stood. "This woman," he said, gesturing to Elena, "did her job with professionalism and dignity. I'd like that recognized." The manager nodded, stunned. "And," the man added, placing a generous tip on the table, "this establishment should know, it's people like her that define excellence." The room exhaled. Elena felt something warm rise in her chest. Not pride but validation. As he left, the man paused. "Thank you," he said quietly. Elena replied, "You're welcome." Sometimes, the most powerful moment isn't loud. It's calm, it's respectful, it's knowing your worth. If this story moved you, inspired you, or reminded you of your value, subscribe to the channel for more real, emotional stories that speak to the heart. Like and share so others can feel this message too. This is USA Drama 2.0, where stories aren't just told. They're felt.